Tell us a little bit about CrowdRiff. I'm a big fan of the platform. You and I have done some stuff together, but not everybody out there knows about CrowdRiff and your amazing software, especially if they're not in hospitality and travel and tourism. Talk a little bit about what it does, and then I've got a bunch of questions for you.
Sure. So in a nutshell, CrowdRiff is about being smarter with the way you use visual content to attract your audiences. And we focus on travel and tourism brands specifically. And one of the ways that we really came to notice was because we help these brands find all of the amazing photos and videos that people share on social media, help them acquire rights to it, and then deploy that content across all of their marketing channels.
What are all the different ways that people can use those photos? Obviously, I think the one that we talk about the most on the show and the one that comes to mind so quickly is just resharing that, right? It's just sort of amplifying it or reposting it on your own Insta or whatever. But there's a bunch of other use cases for these photos once you have permission to use them.
Absolutely. And I would say the sky's the limit. You can use that photo in any number of ways, just the way that you would use another great photo that you might have taken yourself. And we've seen a ton of creative applications, everything from print visitor guides to little tour books to putting it on even billboards or outdoor signage to you name it. If you can think of it and it's an image, you can probably use it in some way. So we've seen people do a lot of creative things. We actually created some viewfinders. Do you guys remember those old viewfinders that you
Oh, yeah.
We did a campaign where we actually took those images and created mini viewfinders for our customers and prospects to just get a playful feel for what this imagery looks like.
I'm going to give you 3 scenarios, and I want to kind of see how CrowdRiff uses it. So, for example, if I am head of social for a hotel chain, then do I need to go in and kind of pick the actual images that I would like, and then say, okay, CrowdRiff, help me secure license to that. Number 2, can I say, listen, I need pictures of people and beverages around pools, go secure them? Or is it more kind of like a stock photography database where I can go in and look for those pictures and then secure rights to them?
Mm-hmm. You're asking me a great question. So the way that CrowdRiff works is that you would say, I need a bunch of photos for a particular campaign. And you can actually go in and almost similar to the way you would do a Google search, you can actually do a search in CrowdRiff to say, I want photos of families by swimming pools between June 1st and July 1st of this year or last year. And we would pull up those photos for you. We do have artificial intelligence that does a lot of the curation for you. So we strip out a lot of the bathroom selfies and blurry photos, things that are not on brand. So you're only looking at high quality visuals, but then it's still up to you as the owner and advocate for that brand to choose which images you want to get permission to. And then if, for example, let's say you see 2 or 3 photos that you really love, you can use CrowdRiff to find more photos like that. So that's one thing that's become really popular. We know certainly with things like Facebook ads, you can get ad fatigue. So if you find a great photo that people are engaging with, you might want to get 5 other variations that are similar enough, and we can help you do that without having to manually go and look for them through some kind of manual search.
One thing I wanted to ask you about on permission, do people ever just say, nah, man, you can't use my picture?
They do. So we have about a 60 to 70% approval rate across the brands we work with. And I would say for the people that don't give approval, most of them just don't answer at all. But there's, I would say, less than 1% that many times they happen to be a professional photographer who has happened to post, and so they would like to license the photo. And so there are times where people will use our product to actually find photographers to work with too, which is a nice side benefit. And that would really be the biggest reason. Otherwise, especially if you're working at any brand, doesn't have to be travel, but if you're a brand that has a really engaged community, you're offering some kind of a positive experience, you will find that people just love to be acknowledged, and they love your product so much, whether it's a tour or it's a great pair of shoes, they want to just tell the world they're happy to share their content.
Amrita, do you see any kind of mistakes or errors that they're making? Is there any kind of one biggest mistake in terms of presenting their product that you're trying to help them avoid?
Mm-hmm. I see a couple of things in common. One is that I think people assume that everyone knows your brand and your hashtag, and that's not true. So I think you can't communicate that enough. I know that, I think it was one of your last episodes where you were talking to somebody about what to put in your profile or your bio.
Yeah, Rev Ciencio.
Exactly, and I know that you've done some research on this, Jay, but people forget to do even those basic things. Put your hashtag in your bio, put it in your print materials, put it in your signage. So I think that's one thing that people forget to do. And then, I think just reminding people to be social. Sometimes it can be very easy to just kind of get caught up in this routine of needing everything to look perfect. And sometimes it's the imperfect photos that actually convey so much more, and it's believable and trustworthy. So don't feel like, even when you're curating UGC, that it has to look like something out of a magazine.